Well, hello. Happy Thursday, and welcome to Elegant Sentiments today. I'm Sheryl Abernathy, and I'm the owner of Elegant Sentiments. And this is our weekly card share number 83. So I am here today with more of Lisa Horton's fantastic products. And what I've got today, I've got one of her older, it's not really old, but one of her older stencil sets I'm going to be using. And then for the sentiments, I'm using the Happy Vibes sentiments that I'm going to be using. And these are all nice sentiments that you can use. Like it says, Happy Vibes to send a cheery greeting to someone. So these are the sentiments. And then for layering stencils, I have the Leafy Flourish stencil set and the coordinating 3D embossing folder. So those are the three primary products that I'm going to be using. And for my inks, I've got some of the newer inks on Lisa's line. I've got the picked by Paula Matt Blending Inks, three of the colors there. I have Agnes Gray, Georgia Moss, and Helen Teal. And then from the new Color Shift matte blending inks, these are the Color Shift are a blend, I think, of the they have the properties of the matte blending ink and the interference ink. So you have a matte finish, but you also get some shimmer to it. So you'll see that on the card that we make today and the sample that I'll show you. But these inks, I'm telling you, these new matte blending inks, they are so very smooth. I love working with them. They blend beautifully. They you can stamp beautifully with them. So I really do like them. And I think there are 10 colors in this set. And you can get let's see, where have I seen these? I know they're at scrapbook.com here in the US. And of course, overseas, you can get them along with a lot of other newer products that we can't get here in the US yet, but they're coming. So these are the products that I'm going to be working with today. And the sample, let me pull this down and show this to you. So here is the sample that I made using those products. Just a simple emboss or inking and embossing. And I put this as a 5.5 inch um, panel that I put on I think this is a 6 inch square card. And then I embossed also the envelope flap, and then I inked it up and added some gems on there. These are clear gems from dewdrops, I think these are called, from Pinkfresh Studio. So there's that. And then I did another one using, I've seen Jennifer McGuire do this, and I've seen, I think even in Lisa Horton's Facebook group, people will emboss the same thing that they have inked up. So I inked and embossed and then die cut the leaf and then trimmed it off and then layered it on top of the embossed panel for a little different look, adds a little bit of extra interest. So those are the samples that I have for you for today's project. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to begin with my inking. Um, so let me pull out, need to grab my Ultimate tool. Ultimate 2 tool is what I was trying to say. Oh my God, what is this stuck down here? I don't know what I got back down in there. Okay, it's just a little piece of paper. So here is my Ultimate, and I'm going to move this out of the way. And I've got already cut for myself a panel somewhere. I'm dropping stuff everywhere. Okay, so I do have, I've gone ahead and done the embossing on the folder already, on the envelope flap. And then this is my 6x6 card. And then on the inside, I just embossed an extra little piece, and then I trimmed pieces of it to add to the inside of the card so that it's not completely plain. But here is my panel, and I'm pretty sure this is 5 1/4 maybe, or maybe it's 5. Yeah, this is a 5-inch square. So we're going to work on that panel, and we will stencil it first, and then we'll emboss it. So I'll bring the stencils in. There's only 4 or 5 stencils in this complete set, but this is nice. You can use this as a background if you wanted to add some other things on top of it. If you just wanted to stencil, it would be a really nice background. But I'm just going to use it as the feature. So there are 5 stencils. That's what I thought. There were 5 stencils in here. So we will start with stencil number 1. And I'm going to, let me move this out of the way. I'm going to pick this, place my stencil over my paper where I'm going to get the majority of the leaves. I'm not going to be able to get them all because of the size of my project. I didn't want to make a bigger project, so we're going to go with this. And so I will put that about like that. And I'm not sure how sticky my mat's going to be because I didn't wash it. We got a little stick, but I think I'm going to just use some tape just to give myself a little extra insurance here. And put that down there. Okay, so we're going to start out with our first color on the leaves, and the majority of it is going to be the avocado gold, which is that matte, the matte shimmer. So you can see, let me see if I can get it so you can see some of this shimmer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get a good angle because of the way my lights are, where you can actually see that the leaves have a really soft shimmer to them. Oh, there you can see it a little bit. Yeah, it's got that nice soft shimmer to it. So we're going to put that color down first, and then I'm going to accent it with some of the Helen teal. So that's how we're going to progress. I think this is just such a pretty green. And we'll just go in and get all these leaves. Such a pretty, nice, pretty green. And for the base of the leaves, I'm trying to let the base be a little darker than the tips. But we're just going to go around. We'll just take our time with this. This is just a nice, relaxing little project, because I always find stenciling is to me a lot like coloring. I just really relax when I'm inking up my panels with stencils. So and then I'm kind of paying attention to the direction of the leaf, and that's where I'm starting at the base to have a little bit deeper color at the base. And whatever we do with this stencil, we'll carry it all the way through. And these leaves, let's see, which ones are these? Are the ones that are hanging down. So my base is going to be here. And I'll make that darker and carry that color out. I've been using this a lot. I'm hoping that the re-inkers for the color shift are coming soon. Otherwise, I might have to break down and buy another ink pad just to get my and these little ones, I'm not so worried about them because they're just so small, and the shading on them isn't really going to be that that noticeable anyway. But we'll still go ahead with these. And ink them up. And we'll go back in and we'll add some Helen Teal after we get all of as much of the avocado gold down as we want to get. And I'm carrying it out on some of them. I'm carrying it out all the way to the tip, and then others not so much. Oh, we got nice little color there. Where did I grab all that ink from? I need to grab that spot again on my pad because it's really juicy. We're just trying to, and I think I'm going to cover up these two little holes because they're like the little berries. So I don't want those to be green. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tape over those for now until I'm ready to color them in, because I don't want those to be green. I think we got the same situation on stencil number 2 as well. And just keep coloring. And these, I'm telling you, these matte blending inks are really, really nice. They have such a smooth blend to them. I like them. And this little guy, there's another little teeny piece over here that I'm going to cover up as well. Well, I didn't get all of it, but I got most of it. So we'll just let that be the way that it's going to be. And they blend, just kind of blend, carrying it out. More color on some than others. And that's okay. Having a variety of depth of color is fine. And you can actually, a quicker way is just to color and then go back with a smaller brush and add more color if you want. So you don't have to ink it all this way. But I think that's pretty good. And then now I'm ready to go ahead and grab the Helen Teal, and I think I'm going to wipe off some of the the ink that I have on there, because I have a lot and I don't want to contaminate my Helen Teal this much. We can do it a little, but not so much. Okay, so, oh, I pulled up my little piece of tape that's covering up my berries. You know what? Where's my little scissors? Because I need to trim this down because it's too big. Just need a little piece there. And I'm going to cover up that berry one more time. There we go. Okay. Save that there in case I need it for something else. And so I'll bring in the Helen Teal now and add more color to the leaves. So we got a couple of different colors going on, but I'm coming in with this one from the tip, and some of them I'll go all the way over, some of them I won't, but just adding just a little bit of variation in that leaf color. And it doesn't have to be this big of a variation in the color, but I kind of like these two greens. This is a greeny blue. It's teal, obviously. But I like the way it ends up looking when these colors die back. They look really nice together as they flatten out. And just coming in from the outside of that leaf going in. You can use a smaller brush if you wanted, but this one's getting the job done, so just stick with it. And some I'm coming up on the side, some not, just adding a little bit of variety. Some I'm covering more than others. Just adding that second little addition of color. Really, really simple ink blending. And they ink so well. They blend really nicely together too, I think. The ink itself is just very smooth, very silky. These new, they're silkier than I think the other matte blending inks. They're all really satiny smooth, but these are more so. So not quite sure what's different, but they are a little bit different. Okay, and this one, I think I'm just going to take a little bit more and go back over that one a little bit. Okay, so that is, oops, nope, I don't want to do that. I want to take up my little pieces of paper here and color in my berries before I go on to stencil number 2. So I got this taped off, and I think I'm going to go ahead and make these. I was thinking about changing up and having more of the, you know what, I might do that. Let's do, for the sample, I had my berries more of a I used the gold, the Georgia moss, but I think for the sample I'm going to switch and do the Matisse aubergine. So we'll see how that ends up looking. I think because of the way this color is, I don't think it's going to be too, there's a lot of pink in this, so I think it'll be pretty. It's a pinky red, so I think it'll work out fine. But if not, the deed is done. I think they look pretty together, so we'll see when we get all those berries colored in, if we like it better than the sample. It's always fun to experiment, and if I don't like it, I can just make another one. But that's what we're going to go with for now. Okay, so that is stencil number 1. And then off to stencil number 2. And these first 2 stencils take the longest, but we'll be done with them. When we're done with them, that's the majority of the time. So let's see. I don't think I need to really tape off anything here because they're far enough apart. So I think what I'll do is start with, not with that brush, you won't. I'll start with the little berries first and get those done, and then go back in and get the bigger leaves, because there's more berries on this than on the other. So we're going to do this, and I'm putting this down pretty heavily because I want that to be nice solid aubergine. Oh, that's the one underneath it. I was coloring the one underneath, or trying to. Okay, and then move this up a little bit, and we'll get these little guys here. And these over here. And then I think this part is like a 2-piece. Part of this is berries and part of it is a leaf. So we're going to do it like that. And that's berry. So I think I will come back in with the avocado gold now and grab all these other leaves. Hope your week's going well. I'm having a pretty good week. Can't complain. And just want to pick up all these other leaves that are here. And I'll get a little more ink on my brush. And those ones that are in the middle, I might just try to use a smaller brush on those. We'll see. I can get this one for sure. I can get most of them actually. Bring more of that color up. And this has like a little goldy sheen to it that I know it doesn't show on camera, but when you're actually working with it live, you can see it well. And here we go with this one. I might have done that backwards, but that's okay. It's just a leaf. And they don't always all look the same anyway. And these, I'll get these a nice solid color down in there. And this one too. And I can grab this one down here and this little piece up here. carry that green all the way out to the edge. So I think I'm going to use a smaller brush. I know I got a little smaller green one here somewhere. Here it is. And we'll get these guys colored in. Okay, so we'll pick up our Helen Teal and add a few little accents, and we'll be done with this one. Get rid of some of this color here. And we'll go ahead and move in, adding a little bit here and there. Don't need to do as much as we did on the first one, I don't think, but we'll add some. Equal opportunity inker. And maybe just a teeny bit more there. And get this one and that one. I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so that's it for stencil number 2. And I don't know, you can't really see that sheen, but it's got a really pretty gold cast on some of those leaves, and it looks very pretty. Okay, so for this one, we'll start back with the avocado gold to get our base of green down, and we'll add the other color. So and then over here, it's going to be pretty solid. And then this one, we'll just go heavier at the base and feather it out. And come back with a little bit of green, and then, or the teal on a couple of these. And then this one, we'll make that pretty solid because it's an overlap. And then we'll do this one here. Okay, so then we'll add a little bit of Helen Teal to a few of these. Let's see, I want to get this one, get a little teal going on that. And a little bit here. And this one. Okay, so I think that's it for number 3. And now we're going to add the veining and more berries. So I'm going to make the veins, instead of brown, I decided to go with gray. So I'm using the Agnes Gray for the veins. And then we've got the Matisse Aubergine for our little berries. So I'm gonna ink up the berries that are on these stems first, and then I'll come back in. You know what? Let me put a piece of tape down because this is wiggling quite a bit. We don't want any wiggling around. So I'm going to do these berries that are at the tips of the stem first, and then I'll do the stem. I guess these are, you call these berries. I don't know. That's what I'm calling them. And all of them don't have them, but I'm creating a couple here. And that. And the rest, I think, are going, oh no, there's a few right here. Small little cluster right here. Okay, so then the rest are going to be the gray stem. So I'm going to dab off some of that ink and then just come in with the bigger brush and get a nice solid coating of the Agnes gray for my stems. And I might have missed a berry down here, but that's okay. We're going to go with what we got. And I'm going, these are really fine little stems, so I'm making sure I'm going both directions so I fill in that gap really well. It's hard to see that color because it is so fine, but it's going on there. This is a nice color to add, you know, shading and highlighting too. It's a great one to have in your stash. Oops, there's a couple berries. I am gonna go back and get those because those are too obvious. So we're gonna grab those before I forget about them over here. And I might go ahead and pick up these two since I got my ink out. Okay, and then back to the gray to finish it off. Both directions, all the way, picking up all the little sprigs and stems that are in here. And some of the time, if you have a stencil, especially doing those leaves, it's kind of hard to figure out which way the leaves are going initially. And so sometimes it helps to stencil this part first. But so there we go. So there we have our nice gray. And then the last thing we'll do is add a little bit of detail to our leaves. And I used the avocado gold for that. Just give it that extra little shimmer, and we do it pretty lightly actually. And this is one that you don't need to do this if you don't want the detail on your leaves, but but I like having that. So we'll just do it very lightly all around, adding a little extra detail on the leaves. Some places I'm going heavier than others, but for the most part, just a little teeny touch. And that, I think, is going to pretty much do it for the stenciling. I had a little bit here. I think I got everywhere. Okay, so that is the end of the stenciling. And yeah, I think I'm going to put a little bit more on these leaves over here, because you can see it, but it's just barely visible, and I want a little bit more visible. Yeah. Okay, so most of it is just a teeny tiny little bit, and I think that's really all we need for this one. And then we can emboss it, and that embossing will really bring in a lot of the detail that are on the leaves. I just love it. So let me get all these inks out of the way, pick up my panel, and I'll move these inks out because we're done with that. And then we'll bring the panel back, and I need to grab the embossing folder. All right, and this does come with the die cut out, the outline die for this. If you did want to die cut it, which I did on the other sample that I showed you. That's how I cut that out. I'm not a fussy cutter, so if I don't have a die for it, I'm typically not going to be cutting. And then we've got our embossing folder, and we're just going to put it in here and line it up. Let's see. Where's my... Let me make sure I've got the right side. Nope, I got the wrong side. It helps when you have the right side. I was like, something's not looking right to me. And I try to look at all parts. I never get it 100% correct, but this one is fairly easy to line up. So I just do the best I can, and if it's off a little bit, it's okay. I just want to make sure the bigger leaves, which are more noticeable, are lined up. And that looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now my challenge is always to get it through the embossing machine without moving it. Because I'm always moving it right before I put it in the machine. And of course I have to change my plates, which makes the challenge even greater. Let me do one more double check to make sure I haven't moved anything. I'll bring in my right plates. I'm using the 2 plates, the adapter plate and a shim, and I'm going to run it through my embossing machine here. Hopefully it didn't shift. We'll know in just a second. And if it did, that's okay. It's still going to be pretty. Okay. Get these out of the way. And let's see how we did. Oh, we didn't do too bad. We moved it a little bit, but that's all right. But you can see how the, well, you can't really see my camera. Oh, not so good. But there's a lot of detail now on the leaves when you see them up close. Well, on the back, you can see the detail a little bit better. This on each leaf. And so that's our panel. And before we mount it, we want to put our greeting. So I'm going to get my Misty, and we'll choose our stamp. And I think I'm still going to, I stamped it in both the green colors. So I think I still want to do that again. And let's see, where are my stamps? What do we want to say? Okay, how about, how about hugs and kisses? I say that a lot. So let's go with that. And I should have room enough in this. It might be, if it's too big, then I might end up going with one of the smaller sentiments. Let's see. Trying to see without knocking my camera. Yeah, I think it'll go there. I'll pull this back for a second just so I can double check it. Yeah, I knew my nail was going to grab it. I feel like a surgeon or something. I think I got that pretty straight. I hope it's straight. We'll know in a second. My eyes sometimes when I go. So I'm going to use both of the greens that we did. I'm going to stamp it first in the avocado gold. And then I'm going to go back over it with the teal so I can kind of get the color. Oops, I don't have enough ink on there. Move this out of the way. It's not flat. There we go. So let's try this again. Just want to be careful not to have ink anyplace else. Where's my little thingamajig? Okay, well, that's not too bad. And then we'll come back over with the teal. And we should get something that looks like our sentiment on our sample. Since I used those two different greens, I wanted to have that mixture of color on my sentiment. Yeah, there we go. So there's our panel, and all we'll need to do then is get this out of the way. We're going to pop that up on some foam and add it to our card front, which we have here, and add some gems to embellish, and we should be good to go. I'm out of foam sheets. I got some on order, so I'm hoping that I'll get them next week. But for now, we're just going to use these this roll. And yeah, I got a little bit too, if I would have moved that up, I probably would have been great. But it's a little bit too close to the edge for my comfort. Okay, I'm going to trim that off just a little bit. And I think I'll add 3 pieces so I have a nice solid back since I don't have sheets. And we'll make that work. I'm going to do one more. And if you wanted, you could do some in between, but I think this will be fine. I'll pull that off. Pull the backing off. With these. And then we're going to just put it on the card front without, try to get it on straight without, I have to pull this back just a little bit. This tape is so sticky. Once it's down, so that's, there we go. And then we're going to finish up with a few dewdrops. These are clear dewdrops from Pinkfresh Studio that I'm using. And I'm going to try to find all the same size. Well, no, I think I'll have a mixture like I did on the sample. So, and you could go with, obviously you could go with color, but I like the look of the clear ones. So getting these bad boys picked up is the, let me get my other picker and see if it might work a little better. I don't know. I don't think any of them are going to do what I'm wanting because they're so rounded on the top. It's hard. Let's see. Uh-oh, I had a little glitch there. I don't know what that was. I guess I'm still live. Okay, you know what? We may have to sacrifice the dewdrops because I'm not getting these picked up the way that I want to. Let me see. I'll take some of them out. Maybe it'll be easier to get them. I don't know what the problem is, but they are not picking up at all. What in the world? Okay, well, maybe we can get them this way. I have no idea, guys. When I put them on my sample, I did not have a problem. But we are challenged now. But you know what? When all else fails, you can go to plan B, which is to pull out some of my backed gems. I don't have clear ones, but I do have, let's see, maybe we could do, no, not aura, maybe just a plain crystal. Yeah, I think I'll just go with a crystal mix. Instead, since I can't seem to get these dewdrops to cooperate with me today, I don't know if it's the picker. Maybe I used a different picker. I don't know, but we're going to go with these at any rate. And we'll just grab, I like these down here because they have a little bit of that purpley look to them. So I'm going to add these instead. And we'll just put a couple around. We don't need many. just a few. Let's see, we'll grab one up here, I think, and a little baby here. And then we'll grab another here and a little one. And we'll do one there. Okay, so that is the project. Let me get these gems up before they're all on my floor. And we'll add I've got my envelope that I've already embossed the folder. And there you go. We've got two different colors of the same project. And that's it for today. I thank you so much for stopping by. I hope that you will check out my blog. I did post this week. Also, I have a Facebook group. All of that information is in the description for the live. So if you like it, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, share it with other people so I can get the word out that I'm here. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you have a fantastic week and that you get some time to craft a little kindness of your own this week. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.